ShivauniKaushik is a second-year PhD student in the School of Social Work. And with their degree, they hope to continue to celebrate the resiliency of individuals and demonstrate how they make a message out of their mess. The title of their presentation is Dying for a Change, End-of-Life Care in U.S. Corrections.
An inmate once shared that going to prison was like dying with your eyes open. But what actually happens to inmates who are at the end of life? Living in a world with so many devastating issues, why should we be concerned about this particular one? Currently, over 2 million individuals are in prison in the United States, a population that is quickly shifting from young to old, with many inmates dying of old age and long life-threatening illnesses. Between 2001 and 2013 alone, 9 out of 10 prisoner deaths were due to an illness-related cause. How can we hear a statistic like this and accept that there's currently no guidelines for supporting inmates at the end of life? A scoping literature review I conducted showed that this is due to a combination of a lack of resources, funding, and education. Sadly, it's also due to a lack of compassion. Ideally, care at the end of life contains empathy, understanding, emotional support, even a simple warm touch. But when you are being judged for the worst decision of your life and this type of support is non-existent, what do? As a result of my research, I found a powerful and popular response to this injustice is the advocate work from inmates themselves. Over 75 programs have emerged across the US in corrections that allow dying inmates to receive care from other inmates, their peers. Another one of my findings showed that these programs succeed because they specifically follow hospice philosophy, a philosophy that encourages empathy, care, and acknowledges the feelings and wishes of a dying individual. This work needs to be honored. When it comes to understanding and genuine support, who better to provide that service than someone who knows exactly that one day they're going to be in that same spot, dying within the confines of cold gray walls with loved ones completely beyond their reach. But my research also found that incredible bonds are created through these hospice programs. And in the end, these inmates do die with a different type of family surrounding them. So they still get to die with love, and they still get to die with dignity. My research also guided me to discover that due to overcrowding in prisons, it costs taxpayers and the government over $2 billion annually to cover the cost of healthcare for inmates. That's over $2 billion for over 2 million inmates. So whether this comes down to compassion or cost, the lack of proper access to care for inmates at the end of life remains an ongoing issue that requires the attention of researchers, policymakers, and the public. Thank you so much for your time and for this opportunity.